Have you ever wondered about baseball's unwritten rules? Maybe GQ's best worst gifts? And why does Minnesota sports teams suck so much?
Let's lurk. Okay, Scott, it has been a few episodes since I just went in on a rant.
Oh, I have a rant for you as well. So let the ranting begin.
It's going to start with the crowd favorite, the beard.
Okay. You've got people on the coast excited. What do we got?
I'm fine.
You're fine.
But
Not really fine.
I've learned to live with it. I've learned that after you blow your nose, you need to clean your mustache. Ugh. Gross. There's so many,
Yeah.
there's good things, there's bad things.
Mm-hmm. Couple extra
I
wipes.
sleep with a CPAP mask.
Yeah.
Which is like a soft nut cup for my face. Okay?
Sure. Yep.
It's the beard soaks up any of the drool that I would have normally. So there's upsides.
Mm-hmm.
But when your significant other says, hey, I got to tell you, I like you without the beard.
I thought she was all in on the beard train to begin with, though.
Listen, she has switched teams. She's
So
team no beard.
So you're
team bald eagles.
top to bottom. We want the curtains to match the drapes.
So all I want is I want people to go out and maybe we can put a poll on socials over on our Insta on if the beard should stay.
Ooh, I like that.
And it's a trick question because she wins hands down. But
I don't like that.
we can try. We can try.
I think the people need to speak. And if they speak up, I think we need to go. Maybe we do a week-to-week poll. Maybe that's a thing.
That might be too much.
Okay, maybe it's month to month. And we just do Beard Watch 2023. And then we eventually do Willie's Marriage Watch 2023.
I have a contractual obligation to have this beard through the month of April.
Yes.
And then at the end of the month, it's allowed to go away.
And yeah, you're right. Then it's no holds barred from there. No holds beard. We'll do that. So that's your rant. Your rant is you're not used to having a beard.
It's not much of a rant.
No, that was
but it's the end of an era.
It's pretty weak as far as things goes. Speaking of ending of eras, I don't know if it ever really started. Maybe back in the late 80s, early 90s, or some would say in the 50s. But the Minnesota sports scene has been one of the most storied traditions in all of Major League sports. And
yeah, it's a real depressing Russian tale if ever I've read one.
We don't just find ways to lose.
Correct. Yeah,
I know. Yeah. But we don't, and then we don't by finding the absolute worst ways to lose. Or we've got trivia questions like, who did drunk Yankees pitcher David Wells throw his no-hitter against? The Twins.
Cool.
Who got caught in a scandal trying to sign a mid-range player and lost 10 years worth of draft picks for the first time in NBA history? The Timberwolves. Well, this past weekend, things continued on in our tradition when the Minnesota Gophers went to the national championship for college hockey. Yeah.
Something we are good at.
We are very good.
That Minnesota hockey is known for.
Mm-hmm. We're not so good that we go to the championship every single year. It's not a given, Too many things go one way or the other. We made it to the Natty. We went to the chip against a team called Quinnipiac, which I dare you to spell. Would not fit in the Wordle.
I feel like I would be on a list if I tried to spell that.
It's kind of like Mississippi, just with a Q-U.
Quipissippi?
Quipissippi.
Okay.
We go up with a 2-0 lead, and we proceed to let them back in. 1 goal surrendered. Third period comes around. We go into a defensive shell. Second goal comes in for their team, and we go into overtime.
And Randy Moss was the coach.
I wish, because maybe we would have changed the third period strategy. But do you know what they did?
I think I know the outcome of what happens from what they did.
I don't even have to say the words. We lost in the first 10 seconds of overtime.
10 seconds?
And how we lost is our own guy crashed into our goalie and let the slowest dribbler across the line. And then our own guy took out the ref, crashing into the sideboards. But that's not all.
I'm trying to think of the... Okay.
That's not all. See, a couple days later, the Timberwolves were playing for playoff play-in mediocrity. And
okay.
in a moment when we're losing the game and it looks like we're just going to have the worst road ahead of us in the playoffs, 2 of our players, including one who we traded 17 draft picks away for this past offseason, got into a fight, and Rudy Gobert punched Kyle Anderson in the middle of a huddle on national TV.
Why?
Then we proceed to send him home, and our best defensive player, Jaden McDaniels, is so frustrated at the end of the game, which we ended up winning. It won't really matter.
No.
He punched the wall in frustration and broke his hand.
Is there something in the air here? Is there something that we pump into these stadiums where the owners are just like...
I mean, we do have a pretty big airport. Maybe it's all those chemtrails. Here you go. Here you go.
I hate it. I hate it here. But seriously, if the Cubs think that they have a curse that needed to be broken to win the World Series, 2-3 years ago now?
Something like that, 5, 6, whatever.
We have a curse across all of our sports teams.
I agree with you.
I don't know what these stupid, original American takers did, right? Not the original people that were here, because, they have some land, unfortunately, that they have less.
A lot
Anyways,
less.
I'm just digging a hole.
Go on, Willie. Go on. Tell me more.
But they really just let's put Minnesota, Minneapolis, and St. Paul. Let's just put it on sacred land and be cursed for the rest of our lives.
Yes. Now, we have won several championships, so we're not devoid. But the Vikings have gone to 4 Super Bowls and lost all, and haven't been back since. The Twins won 2 World Series, and then the owners said, yeah, we're good, until recently when they started spending money again. The Wild, I think in their second or third season, made it all the way to the finals and lost.
Yeah.
So we've been to the playoffs a couple times, but
we have teams that are so close to greatness, but just it's like they can't perform.
It's a tease.
When it's like what it's like when you're doing it.
Oh, go on.
And you're getting down and nasty.
I mean,
and it's like
I'm getting married soon. Tell me more about it. I've never. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious.
It's like you're just getting down and nasty, and things are going the right way, and then right at the very end, right when it's like, don't stop, they're like, you know what? I forgot my cheesecake in the car. I gotta go.
And you're like, I got the cake right here. I think we need to change the verbiage around here. I think we need to take the Cubs curse and transfer it to Minnesota.
Yes.
I think we need to start from worst to cursed, or from cursed to first. We need t-shirts. We need a whole campaign. We need a Wikipedia page. And maybe, just maybe, we can turn our luck around. Pretty please.
We're already talking about sports, and what might surprise the listeners is that I came prepared with a sports story today, Scott.
I'm literally shocked and amazed. I didn't know what to do. I had everything ready to go, and then I shredded it all. I went over the shredder. I'm like, Willie's bringing up sports stories.
Now, to be fair, I'm bringing this up because you, my best friend, I don't know what I'm listening, what I saw here.
Sure.
And I need you to walk me through this.
Oh, so you're actually interested in learning?
I want to learn. I want to learn the craziness that is baseball. We're pushing ourselves into baseball season, and I'm perusing TikTok, and up pops this 3-part video series, The Worst, from John Boy Media that you were immediately like, oh, I know who this guy is.
John Boy's great. Yeah.
But it's so last season, Fernando Tati, who's playing on the Padres, right?
Fernando Tatis. Yes.
Oh, it's apostrophe S?
No.
That's how it's written here.
Okay. It's still Tatis.
Okay. Good. I didn't get this wrong. They wrote it wrong, okay? Digging a hole.
Just keep going.
And so essentially, they're breaking down this moment in a baseball game when the Padres are up like 3 to or they're up 4 runs, okay? Mm-hmm. It's bottom of the 8th, and Fernando Tatis hits a grand slam. It's his second home run of the game. And people are pissed. His manager on the Padres, pissed off. The next at bat, mind you, he is like leading the season in home runs at this moment.
This is from last year. Yep.
And he's excited. He's pumped, right? Like, why would you not be?
His contract probably gives him a lot more money if he wins certain incentives.
Yes. And then the camera shows him on his bench, and he looks pissed. He looks like shame. Just shame. And then the next guy at bat runs to first base, pauses, looks at the dugout of the Texas, what team is
Rangers.
They're playing? Rangers. Okay. And says, I'll talk to him.
And you're wondering why this is a thing. Like, what's going on?
What are we doing here? What are these unspoken rules in baseball? By the way, I have a Wikipedia page, but I want to hear it from the horse's ass. What are we doing?
Okay, so basically, baseball was born from a gentleman's game, right? Like the managers used to wear suits and ties and little corncob hats, and it was all these white guys just playing a gentleman's game. You know, you go out and smack your balls around for a little bit, and then you go home, smack your wife around. Prove me wrong.
I mean, you're not far.
Prove me wrong.
Here's the shovel, buddy. Have it.
But that was back then.
I'm done.
That was back then, and this is now.
Yeah, sure.
The entire player base has changed. Obviously, time has moved forward.
Allegedly.
If you're destroying the other team, they would expect that, hey, listen, we're obviously not on our A game today. We're not competitive. You're going to win. We're just trying to get out of this thing with as few injuries as possible and enough pitchers so that we can field some sort of a team tomorrow or the next day. You know, rub some dirt on it, try it again. What happened in this situation, though, was the Padres were up by a lot. Is late in the game, and I think it was more than 4. I think they were. Was it more than 4?
Yeah,
I think it was like.
I think the actual thing is they were up by like 6.
A lot of runs. It's usually when you get into like you're up by 7 or more that you're like, okay, well, whatever. The bases were loaded in this situation. The pitcher that was throwing to Tatis was trying to goad him into swinging and striking out, as most pitchers would be. But Tatis, who was just on, knows the strike zone very well, and so he's not going for anything. So the pitcher threw 3 straight balls out of the zone. So it's 3-0, one more ball. he walks. Keep in mind, the bases are loaded, so if he walks, a run comes in. The unwritten rule is if there are 3 balls at that point, the batter kind of lets the pitcher take a shot to see if he can hit the strike zone. And the pitcher will try his best to just throw a fast, fat, straight down the pipe strike.
Okay.
Try, let's...
Disagree that has to be an unwritten rule.
Yeah, but it's like, let Stella get her groove back. Let's make this some sort of a competition. I don't know, blah, blah, blah. Tatis is like, oh, sweet. I know what's coming. I'm going to swing. And he crushes it for a grand slam. And now it's like, 12-0 or 12-1 or something like that. These unwritten rules are just carried over, and I think they're part of the older generation that as it dies out, we're not going to care anymore. Baseball has a hard enough time getting people into the seats with these types of traditions that, heck, for a sport that gets shamed for being too boring, you don't want to go the way of soccer. Like, soccer's had a hard enough time to try and get a foothold here in America.
Right.
Biggest complaint you heard was, oh, it's 0-0. There's not enough scoring. Is it weird when a baseball game is like 14-7? Yes. But at the same time, I don't know. It's kind of like in football. Try and stop me. Like, it's a game. We're literally just playing a game. My job is to hit the ball and score runs. Your job is to make me not do that. Do your job. You get paid hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. Do your job.
I want to go through some of these unwritten rules with you briefly. I know we've been on sports for a while now. We're probably going to talk about more. But let me just ask real quick here.
Proceed.
If you agree or disagree, that's all I'm looking for here. The first one, this is for the batter. There's a few here. Do not bunt to break a no-hitter.
Ooh. No-hitters are really cool, but bunt away.
It's a game, right?
It depends.
Fuck
it depends.
you guys.
Like, are you getting murdered? Probably at that point. Like, if the other team is winning 12-0, like, just pack your balls and go home. But
right,
if you're doing it just to be an asshole, it's a sport once again.
Okay, speaking about being an asshole, I agree with this unwritten rule. Do not spend your time admiring a home run hit.
Yeah, they're trying to speed up the game, but
you're a professional here. Just go.
Yeah, you've been there before. Nah, screw it. I'm going anarchy chess rules here. Admire it as long as you want, because you know why? The next time you're up to bat, that pitcher's putting that ball right between your sweet cheeks.
All right, you little bitch. Let me bring this one up. If you get hit by a pitch, do not rub that spot.
What?
The unwritten rule is do not rub the spot where you were hit by a pitch.
Okay, sure. Yes. Okay, move on. Next one.
I'm rubbing it, man. I'm rubbing it hard because that ball's scary. Okay, now for the pitcher, a pitcher should not indicate any sort of displeasure if one of the fielders committed an error.
We're all human, right? So even if he did, like, I get it. He's your teammate. You're trying to, like, boost confidence. It's okay. It's a game. But if you're having a bad day, if you're an angry pitcher, yeah, no, I'm gonna agree with that one. Just shut up and keep pitching.
Okay. There's plenty of other, like, batter pitcher ones, but here's the last one for the fans. Do not, under any circumstances, like it's he who must not be named, discuss a no-hitter currently in progress.
No, yeah, you can talk about a no-hitter. In fact, the pitcher should be like, hey, you guys haven't hit me yet. I have a no-hitter going.
That is the alpha and the omega male. Mm-hmm. That's the winner right there.
That's what we want to see. The great
we
Bambino
called his shots.
We want to see more of this in baseball.
Now, Scott, I went to the University of Minnesota, and all I'm going to tell you is the last time Minnesota hockey was doing exceptionally well.
Just like this year.
2003 they won. 2004 they were close.
No, they won.
Yeah, and then I started in 05.
You were the curse.
Yeah, they lost every year that I was there. So sometimes I reminisce about college, and I just think to myself, you know what would have been nice is if, a top-rated fashion magazine came out with a gift guide for all of those graduates. And I don't know about you, Scott, but when I graduated college, I was not financially in a really great spot. So any gift would have been amazing.
Those were the types
But
of
I'm
magazines you were reading in college, huh? Okay. GQ. I gotcha. I was reading something else.
I had the internet, Scott. I didn't need to pay for that. but this list is gonna piss you right off, man. Okay. So yeah, this article was called "The Best College Graduation Gifts That Will Help Them Master Adulthood."
We're getting close to high school graduation, so this is and college graduation as well. So this is for people who are graduating college and about to go off into horrible debt.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So let's just start. The very first one I read was get them the Aesop Resurrection Aromatique hand wash. This is that like super trendy hand soap.
You said a lot of words there, and things got blurry for a second. Like, I lost
Let me explain. It's a long list, and
soap.
I want you to be on board with me.
It's just literal soap.
It's hand soap. It's hand soap. Scott, how much did your hand soap cost you?
The hand soap that I buy from Target is like $3.
This is $40.
Okay, but it just says it resurrects your dead hands. You know, when you're going out with a stranger.
We're going to move along just for the sake of time.
Yes,
okay. The next one here, I'm skipping a few.
Okay.
Because the egregious ones are the ones we're going to talk about. Edinger Copra Mini Wallet. It's a wallet.
It's this big.
No, it's actually bigger than my wallet. Like my wallet is tiny, right?
Yeah.
3 cards, done deal, good to go. This thing holds 1, 2, 3, 8, 9 cards and cash.
All right.
Well, the person who's buying this isn't going to have any cash, Scott, because how much do you think this wallet is?
I'm going to compare it to my wallet, which I bought in Paris.
Oh, okay.
From Longchamp, future sponsor.
That sounds nice.
I'm going to say mine was $80.
Okay.
This wallet is $280.
It's $260 from Todd Snyder. That's great. Look at you.
I know all about leather daddies.
All right. Now, this one, I saw... Huh?
There's a comma in there. Leather, comma, daddies.
Daddies.
Pedro.
Speaking of those moments, you get yourself a little too moist. You need to take a shower.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy who just graduated college needs a good towel because theirs hasn't been washed for 4+ years. So let's get him some onsen bath towels from Huckberry. It's 2 towels.
Huckberry. I've heard about Huckberry. They've been some podcast sponsors, I believe, on several other shows.
Huckberry, you can 100% sponsor this.
Mm-hmm.
I am not judging your towels because I bet they're amazing. I am judging the person who goes out and buys this for a recent college graduate.
Huckberry towels have got to run $140.
$100.
Oh.
2 towels.
2? Okay.
Yep.
So for $50 a towel, that towel shouldn't only dry me, it should blow dry me.
Oh, speaking of things that get a little sexy, have you ever wanted one of those like massager guns
Have one.
that looks a little too, you know?
Yeah.
Well, what if you needed a mini one, a mini Theragun that you could just, put in the palm of your hand and
How big is it?
the right size?
I know those websites. We did research for a
This is
previous show.
supposed- Huh? This is supposed to be a mini one. Those Theraguns can get pretty expensive.
Yes.
I totally understand. But a mini one, how much should this be?
Well, a regular Theragun is like well over 200, so this thing's got to be like 199.
Are you reading the list?
No, you didn't even put a link up.
What?
You didn't even put up
No,
a
I
link.
didn't on purpose. Can you just acknowledge who's spending $200 for a college graduation?
Inflation, man. Things are expensive.
Yeah. Speaking of an expensive, a set of Brooklinen sheets, bed sheets,
Oh, yeah.
a bed sheet set,
$200. It's ridiculous.
$450.
What? 400
Yeah.
for sheets?
Yes.
What size?
Yep.
Queen.
Queen.
Okay. And what?
$450
What thread
no.
count?
It doesn't matter.
It matters. Matters a lot. Is it Egyptian cotton?
I bought Brooklinen bed sheets
They got you.
thinking these are going to be amazing. And here's the deal. They suck. They're my least favorite bed sheets I own. Especially in Minnesota when it gets cold. You want to get in bed and like you want the sheets to be a little warm. Nope. Immediately cold.
There's your problem. So it sounds like they're good summer sheets. Number one. Number two, you didn't tell people you were graduating from college so they could buy them for you.
Now, the part that makes... Nope. Okay. I'm gonna put this in there. GQ has something they call the 2023 Spring GQ box. It's the least expensive fucking thing here. It's $50. You assholes. You knew what you were doing. It's stupid.
They, you save the
uh,
best for last, literally. So I'm
They have
guessing
a
you're not getting
mattress.
any of these
They-
for your nieces, is what you're saying.
No.
And since they listen to the show, I'm so sorry, Annabelle and Callie. Your uncle is poor.
Okay. Hey, I have one more for you. For your wedding,
Okay.
you said, guys, do me a favor. You go out and you get your shoes. We want them to look like this, right? Mm-hmm. So you say, go out and get some shoes. I found a pair of shoes. Nice shoes, right? Some good Cole Haan shoes. $300.
Sounds-
I told my partner and was like, can I do this? And she's like, that's absurd. Shop around. Because I'm an adult. Because I'm a goddamn adult.
Uh-huh.
Here's a pair of black dress shoes. Alden Cordovan plain toe blusher dress shoes. I'm going to leave you with this one. I heard an age-old tale that said, spend $100 on shoes and they'll last you for years. Spend $300 on shoes and they'll last you a lifetime.
And
How much are these shoes?
$299.
$876.
Wow. That is, well, I guess to be expected with today's economy. So long, you lovely lurkers. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
Please rate and review wherever you lurk. And remember, be kind to each other, and we'll see you this weekend.